What about site preparation and ongoing maintenance of natives?
Gosh, I hate to be like a politician about it, but it totally depends on your site. So we were doing large scale afforestation, across large areas. Site prep, there are a few weeds that will destroy your natives. Us here in the Waikato, it's things like convolvulus or bindweed, Japanese Himalayan honeysuckle, and to a lesser extent, blackberry. So these are creeping things that will crawl all over your natives, shave them out, tip them over, and just absolutely dominate an area. So if you've got any of that stuff in an area, it's all about, suppressing those weeds. And that's a summer beforehand. It might be 2 years beforehand of weed spray, follow-up weed spray. Because it's very hard to go and control those weeds out of your native plants. So preparation key in that sense. Things like gorse, thistles, ragwort, that stuff just does not matter. The natives will outcompete it. Gorse is not a bad companion plant for a lot of natives too. We found best results where it's been helicopter sprayed and then we've planted into it because it's given the natives a jump on the gorse and then they establish any sort of regrowth. They outcompete it really well. But where you've got sort of good pasture, actually the sort of steep hill country stuff we're doing, we literally just graze that down nice and hard and then we just go and bang the trees in. There's no weed pressure. Kānuka, they are going to outperform the grass. They're going to survive well. Nothing's going to be a problem. The cost of spraying that versus the cost of, the losses, which is a very low percentage, is not worthwhile. We come to other places, more fertile ground, especially we're doing riparian strips and, revegetation on more fertile ground. Definitely need a pre-spray and use a long-acting herbicide. And this would be the majority of what we do for our riparian and reveg stuff on lower scale on farms. And then that's going to give you 3 to 6 months of vegetation suppression. Plant the tree and then come back in that following spring after it's been planted in the winter and do a bit of a check around. Release spraying, we generally do. It's a knapsack, it's spray around the tree. Ensure once it gets above that grass height, it's away. Every species is different. If we did that same with a large leaf, like a caprosma or something, grass is going to grow over top of it, drag it down and kill it. So it's about the different site and it's about the different species you're planting, but anywhere from nothing at all to, 1 or 2 post-planting sprays to ensure that those trees are above the grass and away.
Definitely. I'd also add that if part of what you're doing or why you're doing this is to register for carbon credits, is in that planting process as you're going through and establishing that forest, is you can go out and take photos with GPS evidence attached to those photos. And we've got the technology to do that. And it means that later on down the track, when you're going to register, you already have the evidence in your hands to pass on to us. And then just, put it in a submission.